Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata-sevayā Bhagavati Uttama-shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Aradhyo Bhagavan Vrajeshatanya Stadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachitupasana Vrajavadho Vargena Va Kalpita Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Pramanamamalam Prema Pumartho Maha Śrī Caitanya-Mahāprabhur-matamidam Tatradharana-para Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna-pristhaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhakti-vedanta Swamin iti namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha-shunyavadi Paschata-deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear Vaishnavas, thank you so much for joining. We are reading Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 46, entitled Uddhava Visits Vrindavan. So, Uddhava has reached Vrindavan, and the Maharaj has received him. He gave him Param Anna, we read that yesterday, and Nanda Maharaj gave him nice reception. And also one of Nanda Maharaj's servant was massaging Uddhava's feet. So we read till text 15. Now we move on to the next verse. Kachit anga mahabhaga sakhana shuranandanaha aste kushlya apatyadyer yukto mukta suhridvrittaha. Translation by the disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Nanda Maharaj said, "My dear, most fortunate one, does the son of Shura fare well? Now that he is free and has rejoined his children and other relatives." So Uddhava is asking, Nanda Maharaj is asking Uddhava about the welfare of Vasudeva, the son of King Shura. Shura Nandanaha, that's a word used here for Nanda Maharaj, Vasudeva. Kushala, is he Kushal? Is he well? Earlier he had to go through so many torture for the last almost 10 years because of the Kamsa, the evil king. Many of the relatives, as we learned, they had left. Friends, relatives, they had left. But now they are all reunited, rejoined, not just the relatives, but his dearmost life and soul. Kṛṣṇa and Balram are also there. So basically, he is asking about their welfare, genuinely trying to understand how is everyone there. And this is also a very important etiquette. Generally, if we are talking to someone, we should, even if we have a purpose or an agenda, let's say, or talk about some particular, it's basic courtesy to ask about their well-being, their family, their children or parents, before kind of getting to the business, or even if it's a seva discussion. That's text number 16. So Vishwanath Thakur mentions, fearing that if he asked about Kṛṣṇa, his throat would choke up. and tears would come to his eyes. Nanda first asked about the welfare of Vasudeva. Vasudeva was now freed from Kamsa's prison and all sorts of dangers. So, if we, this is very deep, which Kṛṣṇa Thakur is mentioning. If we just would have started with Krishna, he would have not been able to control his emotions. Next verse, 17. Yes, Mataji, can you, Radha Mataji, want to read?
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna devotees. Dityakam tamso hata papaha sanuga svena papmana sadhuman dharma shilanam yadunam veshti yassada. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada disciple ki jai. Fortunately, because of his own sins, the sinful Kamsa has been killed along with all his brothers. He always hated the saintly and righteous Yadus. Thank you, Prabhu. Here it's mentioned that Kamsa killed by Kṛṣṇa, and because he was hating all the sinful people. That's what Uddhava is saying to the people in Russia, I guess. Hare Krishna.
Interesting word used here. Atah papa. Because of his own sins. One suffers not because of others, because of one's own sins. So the example given is if the teeth bite the tongue, who is to be blamed? Right? No one can blame. If one is making roti and then they burn the roti and then they have to eat that roti, they cannot blame anyone. Hey, why did you burn the roti? You only cooked. So we only cooked our karma. We only cooked the karma and the fruits of we only did the karma and thereby we are cooking it. So the fruits are going to come. So because of his own sins, the sinful Kamsa has been killed. He did so much torture. And what is sinful in the eyes of the Lord? See, there are multiple types of sin. For example, if one is drinking alcohol, it is sinful. Yes, it is bad. But as long as they are drinking in their own home, in their own time, with their own money, that's one thing. The impact is less. But now, someone drinking alcohol and by the influence of alcohol starts yelling, fighting, and shooting people on the street. That's a lot more sinful. Similarly, Kamsa was killing and hating the saintly, the sadhus, and the righteous, yadus. He hated dvesha. He always had this dvesha. Dveshtiya sada. So if one is causing harm to Krishna's devotees, then there is no hope. No hope for such a person. Any other thoughts, comments here? Okay. Let's move on. Text number 18. Yes, Sheetal Mataji, you want to read?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. Prabhuji, थोड़ा scroll कर दीजिए. Thank you. अपि स्मरति न कृष्णो मातरं सुहृदं सखीन् गोपान् व्रजचात्मनाथं गावो वृन्दावनं गिरिम्. Translation by the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Does Krishna remember us? Does he remember his mother and his friends and well-wishers? Does he remember the cowherds and their village of Braj, of which he is the master? Does he remember the cows, Vrindavan forest, and Govardhan hill? Hey Krishna. So I believe this is said by Nanda Maharaj, and he's asking. It is a very what do you say, like a very emotional kind of questions. Whether he's just asking if Krishna is remembering him, his Yashoda Maya, all the gopas and gopis, the cows, and about the Vrindavan and Govardhan hill. So please add, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Maharaj is coming, gradually asking about Krishna indirectly, with tears in his eyes and choked voice. Krishna Chaitanya Thakur is mentioning that with tears in his eyes and the throat is choked, he's inquiring about Krishna, pointing with his forefinger. Just see, remembering, just see the mother, Matram. Does he remember her? Does he just see her condition, the unfortunate condition of Krishna's mother, pointing to Raja. Just see how Raja, whose very soul and master, the word used is Atmanatham. He is the Anatha, he is the master. And Atma, he is the soul. He is the soul of Raja. Without him, we are a dead body. The whole Vrindavan is dead because the soul has gone, and we know that without the soul, the body is useless. He is the Natha. And we are deprived of the soul, we are deprived of the master, Natha, his beauty. Just see. Does he remember? It's very, very deep and emotional aspect here. Sorry, you were saying something, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. I was just going to say that in the material world itself, I was just having this discussion about like 15 minutes back before the class with Avani, that how when we miss our kids, we keep making phone calls every day or expect them to call us even for a few minutes, and it may sound very redundant, like, how are you, is everything okay, or something like that. At material level, when we discuss, you can understand, like, when you don't get that call from your child, what one can feel through, like sometimes, if they're busy or whatever, like, you're not able to kind of just kind of connect with them. So I can imagine that just this is just at material level that we experience those things, but one is separated, even as a father, like Nanda Maharaj is the father, and also like from the Supreme Lord, when one is separated, you can understand like those emotions that one can go through. So that was something just wanted to discuss there.
Thank you. That's very thoughtful and appropriate reflection. And as we know, Krishna's parents' love, Mother Yashoda's love, is millions and millions of times more than the love of mother cow towards a calf. And the love of mother cow towards a calf is millions of times more than the love of a human mother towards her child. So it's hard to comprehend these, but as you rightly mentioned, in our limited aspect, we can understand that when we are separated from our dear ones, children in this scenario you gave example, how do we feel, right? Constantly thinking about their welfare, their safety, their food, their health, their education and whatnot. So the body is here, but the mind is not there. The mind is with them. So that's the situation. The body is there, but their soul is gone. The soul is Kṛṣṇa. Vraja Atmanatham. Okay, next verse. Okay, I'll read this. Api ayasyati govindaha swajanan sakridikshitum tarhi drakshama tadvaktram sunasam su smitekshanam. Will Govinda return even once to see his family? If he ever does, we may then glance upon his beautiful face with his beautiful eyes, nose, and smile. Su nasam su smita ikshanam. Now that Kṛṣṇa had become a prince in the great city of Mathura, Nanda had lost hope that he would come back to live in the simple cowherd village of Vrindavan. But he hoped that Kṛṣṇa would come back at least once to visit the simple cowherd folk who had raised him from birth. Haribol. Very, very, deep and emotional verses here. Imagine Nanda Maharaj is crying, as a father while talking all these. Ayasyati. Nanda Maharaj implies, oh Uddhava, perhaps you know, will he come? You are his dear friend, you are his cousin, you know the situation there better. Can you please tell us, will he come? Uddhava said, yes, I am sure Kṛṣṇa will come to console you and stay here again permanently. Nanda Maharaj, forget about Kṛṣṇa's coming back here to remain permanently. I beg only to see him. Will Govinda not once just come to see his own family members, Swajanam? We are his family too, who are suffering in the blazing fire of separation and about to die either today or tomorrow. If Govinda does return, then he can receive Vrinda and enjoy millions of cows, gold, pearls, diamonds and other jewels, silver, gold plates, varieties of garments, ornaments, sandalwood paste, agru scent, and kumkuma, as well as many other household objects. If we too, his parents, die, then who else will have the right to all these things? So Kṛṣṇa should come and take them. Certainly, a person should reside where the things he desires are found. Basically, Nanda Maharaj is speaking his heart. In India also, like, I can imagine like this analogy layer, but mundane analogy, but people go to a bigger city, like many people come to US and then they don't go back. But to speak of going back, some don't go even like once in 10 years just to see their parents or family members, or their roots. One person was joking, more Indians go to India for root canal than for their roots. So to get root canal they may go, not really to give roots to their children or values, and here they come, and one generation, the parents may be, let's say, a little bit devotees or some form of, I'm not talking about ISKCON, but in general, I'm talking. They may have some piety, something, Ram, Krishna, something, some arati, some bhajan, some 10, 15 minutes, something they may do. But the kids, they only would know, oh, Krishna is something, Ram is something. They will do maybe less than 1 minute a day, that too also, when parents push. And then their generation, after that, they're like totally American. And it's not their mistake. You can't expect to be in the ocean and not get wet. To be in the ocean, one will get wet. So one has to prioritize. If one wants to give the Vedic roots, yes, one has to take out time, energy, money, plan. Yes, we can give a lot of things here, but there are certain many experiences, many, like you can't bring Vrindavan to US. Yes, you can go to New Vrindavan, but that's different, right? In one way, one may say that's not different, but there are it's Achintya Veda Ved. So one has to prioritize. One should go as much as possible, at least to holy dhams, yatras. Yes, it takes money, time, energy, planning. But why do we earn? Why do we earn? Just to increase bank balance and then leave it for someone? Or thieves may take, other people may take, relatives may take, government may take. Someone will take. So better utilize that. So very emotional scene here. And sometimes, parents also say, like, मेरे मरने के बाद आएगा क्या? Like, will you come after I die? Right? And unfortunately, that only happens. Uh, they won't go for 10, 15 years, and then they'll receive the news that, father is gone, mother is gone, then they may go. So, Uddhava, why are you talking like this? You should know that Govinda is about to come. So Uddhava is trying to console. Because Nanda Maharaj is, heavy with emotion here. He's deeply missing. And sometimes when the emotions are high, we should not like take the every word literally. As we say, emotions are high, intelligence is low. So sometimes the person may say something which they not mean it, right? Like, do you want me to die? Right? Like, it's not that they literally mean that. Hmm. Like, for example, the mother may sometimes say, "जाके मर क्यों नहीं जाते? Why don't you go and die somewhere?" It's not that they literally mean that the person dies or the child, or they're just like angry and not able to manage their emotion. So the conversation continues. Intolerant of the delay, Nanda Maharaj said, "When कर हित कर हित हरिहि कब आएंगे? Will I be able to see Krishna's face which surpass? Will I be able to see the face of the Lord? Sunasam, Suvaktram." So we can remember this. Suvaktram, Sunasam, Susmita, Suikshanam, which is like millions of moon. He is, and his incomparable nose, nectar, sweet smile, Smita, his long lotus petal eyes, Sunitra. Now that our lives are about to end, and may we see Krishna just once and then die? Hmm. Thus, Nanda Maharaj expresses his extreme anxiety. Extreme anxiety. Hmm. He's really, really badly missing Krishna. And of course, others are also badly missing, as Nanda Maharaj pointed out, the Vrindavan Vasis, Mother Yashoda, Govardhan. Hmm. Any comments, thoughts? There's a beautiful bhajan also in this connection, actually, connected to this verse. If you notice, in this verse, we saw some of those words. Su vaktram, tadvaktram, su nasam, su smitikshanam. So this is a bhajan called Nandanashtakam. Who is Nandana? Krishna, the one who gives pleasure to Nanda Maharaj. Sucharu vaktra mandalam sukarna ratna kundalam sucharchitanga chandanam namami nandanandanam. Sudhirgha netra pankajam sikhi sikhandamurdhajam ananga koti mohanam Namami Nandanandanam Sunasikagramoktикam Swachandadantapanktikam Navambudanga Chikkanam Namami Nandanandanam. It's like that, this beautiful verse about Krishna's beauty. I offer my pranams to Nandanandana, whose face is extremely delightful, in whose beautiful ears hang the jeweled earrings, and whose entire body is anointed with the fragrant chandana. I offer my pranam to Nandanandana, whose eyes are beautiful, more beautiful than fully bloomed lotus, whose head is beautifully adorned with an arrangement of peacock feathers, and who enchants millions of cupids. I offer pranam to Nandanandana, from whose beautiful nose hangs an elephant pearl, whose teeth are immensely effulgent, whose bodily complexion is more beautiful and lustrous than a fresh rain cloud. It's like that, Nanda Maharaj is remembering Krishna's beauty, Nandana. And it's very, very emotional episode here. He's thinking of Krishna and really wanting that Krishna should be here. Any thoughts or comments here? Okay, text 20. Indra Mataji, want to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhupada. Text 20. Davangnar Vata Varcha Varshacha Varsha Sarpach Cha Rakshitaha Duratyayabhyo Mrityubhyaha Shreshena Su Mahatmana
Krishnena.
Krishnena Su Mahatmana.
Nice.
Translation. We were saved from the forest fire, the wind and rain, the bull and serpent demons, from all such insurmountable, deadly, dangerous by that very great soul, Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Very cool. So this is again a constant theme in the Bhagavatam, gratitude. When the gopis were in separation from the Lord, they were also remembering how Krishna protected, and they were singing this song, Krishna protected us in this way. Queen Kunti, Vishan Mahagne, right? How Krishna protected us from so many dangers. She's remembering, the gratitude. And in this case, Nanda Maharaj is remembering that how Krishna, Davagne, from the forest fire, Vata, from the wind demon, Varsha, rain, from the rain of who? Right? Govardhan, right? How he protected from Indra's rain. And from the bull demon, from the serpent demon. So many, ways. Nanda Maharaj was being engulfed by this serpent. We know this story, right? we read earlier. Those were insurmountable. Duratyebhyaha. Who can protect? That very great soul, Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇena su Mahatmana. So Nanda is remembering, so Uddhava said, but you will not die. You will have a long time raising your son with affection. Nanda replied, unlike before, we will not be saved. So, are you following the context? So he is saying that who is our savior? You are saying we will not die, but we had so many catastrophic situations. Duratyebhya, we had insurmountable situations, but we were saved. Why? Because Kṛṣṇa was with us. Now you are saying we won't die? We will certainly die. Why? Because where is our Kṛṣṇa? He is not there to protect us from the forest fire, the serpent demon, the bull demon, the wind, the rain, the Putana, so many demons. Who will protect us? Kṛṣṇa saved us from Indra's torrential rains. Kṛṣṇa is the one who saved us. But why is he not saving us now from this fire? What fire? The fire of separation. Why is he letting us burn in this fire of separation? I am not able to understand. Earlier, there was even a slight, Hindi में बोले खरोश नहीं आने देते थे. He would not let like a hair of her body be troubled. Now why is he letting us being burned in the fire? This fire is burning us every day. So that's his mood. Nanda Maharaj's mood, who is in deep, deep separation. And the whole Braj actually, because Kṛṣṇa has not returned. Any comments? Okay, let's move forward. Text number 21. Anyone would like to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I can read if no one is there.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Smaratam Krishna Viryani Leela Panga Nirikshitam Hasitam Bhashitam Changa Sarvana Shitila Kriyaha. Translation. Shri Prabhupada disciple Shri Prabhupada ki jai. As we remember the wonderful deeds Krishna performed, his playful sidelong glances, his smiles, and his words, O Uddhava, we forget all our material engagements. This is showing the beauty of Krishna when they are remembering. The Madhrashtakam also, when you are saying that I'm remembering the Madhrashtakam, Krishna's everything is beautiful, his limbs and everything is so sweet. Adharam, Madhuram, Vadanam, Madhuram. So when they are remembering Krishna's smiles, Krishna's glance, everything, it was so beautiful, blissful. So they don't even remember anything. That's was the actually the bhakti process also. So I always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. That's what I understood. Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Nanda Maharaj and these pure devotees, when they remember Krishna, they forget material engagements. When they are thinking about Krishna, they forget material engagements. What is my situation? Even when we are intentionally trying to forget material engagements at the time of direct Krishna conscious activities like chanting, reading, in the temple, in the holy dham, still the material engagements, we are trying to forget them, but they come up by default. Is it not? Rajvasis have a different problem. They are, for one moment, indirectly thinking of Krishna and they forget their material life altogether. They forget they have, they have the milk on the stove, they have, like the gopis, they wore the lower part of the cloth on the top and vice versa, and someone, did half but they had applied some, earring in one side and not on the other. So basically, apni sud budh kho gaye. They forget, like, that material life existed. So, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur mentions, Uddhava said, just remembering Krishna's moon-like face produces an intoxicating nectar that removes all kinds of distress. So, he's giving some transcendental philosophy. Remembering Krishna's moon-like face destroys all the distress, right? Nanda Maharaj replied, that is true, but even though recollection of Krishna's removes all suffering, now because of our ill fortune, that remembrance creates more suffering. Whenever we remember Krishna, we lose all interest in the material activities. Na sthilai kriyaha. Only by the force of habit do we continue to bathe, eat, drink, and perform our daily activities. In such a state, we cannot remain alive. So, Uddhava was giving some philosophy, but here Nanda Maharaj is saying, like, yes, it's true. But we are, when we think of Krishna, it increases our suffering. And we forget everything else, eating, sleeping, bathing. We forget our daily engagements. This is the power of Krishna's remembrance towards his pure devotees. He said his pure devotees, remember, they are like beyond this world. Can anyone think of any examples coming to your mind in this connection? Anything from the contemporary or not, like thousands of years ago, maybe recent past, or
Prahlad Maharaj Prabhu, even though anywhere he is suffering, he don't have any devotees surrounded by him in his kingdom, but he is always remembering Lord Vishnu in any trouble. And Satatam he was saying about Lord Vishnu's name.
okay, nice. Prahlad Maharaj thinking, and he forgot anything else, right? He was thrown into so many challenging situations, thrown off the cliff, put into, poisonous serpents. Okay. Jai Priya Devi saying Lakshmi Priya left the world because of the fire of separation from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Thank you. That's a very beautiful example. Some, even in, there are many such devotees in our own movement here. Like, even a materialistic person, like a young, we know situations like, for example, some people will play cricket and they may play for 10 hours. They'll forget material engagements, other material engagements. Someone like a young boy maybe liking playing video games, they'll not eat, they'll not move, they'll not go do their regular routines, eating, sleeping, bathroom, all that they'll forget. They're so absorbed. So we can take that if the materialistic people can be so absorbed in doing things which are not so productive anyways, devotee can be absorbed in Krishna. Like think about His Holiness, like I'll give some, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj gives sometimes classes, and 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, he's giving classes. Even at the age of 70 years. It's not easy to speak. It's not easy to even just sit for, like when you are saying His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj while studying Bhagavatam would not worry about eating, sleeping, or anything. Yes, there's a story. The servant would come and put the prasadam for Maharaj, and he was so absorbed in reading and writing his notes all. From lunch, dinner happened. And then at dinner time, somehow the servant got in Maharaj's attention, and then he said, "Oh, what time is it?" He didn't realize like 6, 7 hours are gone. So that's absorption in Krishna. That's absorption in the process of bhakti. So we should also try. It's hard because our mind is very fickle. So we can have variety. Okay, 1 hour do cooking, 1 hour do reading, 1 hour do japa, 1 hour do household chores. So at least you can be absorbed in those 1 hour periods. That's also a big thing. Because in this day and age, instead of Nandagram, we are absorbed in Instagram. Instead of putting Bhagavatam book in our front of our face, we are putting Facebook. So Nandagram say Instagram, book Bhagavatam say Facebook. And so life is very topsy-turvy. But we have some hope. We keep trying. Krishna will be kind. Any other thoughts here? Anjali, you want to read next verse? 22.
Hare Krishna. Sarit-chailavanodeshan mukunda pada bhushitan akritan ikshaya mananam manoyati tadatmana atmatam. When we see the places where Mukunda enjoyed his sporting pastimes, the rivers, hills, and forests he decorated with his feet, our minds become totally absorbed in him. Thank you.
There was an etiquette in Vrindavan that no one would, even the animals, pashus, they would not step over Krishna's footprints. So that's for every hill, forest, land was covered with the footprint of the Supreme Lord. And anything in connection to Krishna is transcendental. So it reminds us, or it should remind us. Vishwanath Thakur mentioned that this is the case. I can understand that by staying in the house, you are remembering Krishna too much. Sometimes this philosophy is given. Okay, it's the same house. You are, when a person is, let's say Shittal Mataji is remembering Vedahi, just example. Oh, because so many exchanges. Oh, we were sitting here watching this. We were sitting here doing this. We were sitting in this doing the same, cooking pizza in the kitchen. So all that home is going to remind of those memories and remind of those moments, those exchanges, etc. So Uddhava says, if this is the case, right, try to give up dwelling on him. You should go outside. I hope it's making sense now. Why don't you go outside? You stay at home, your mind will think about him more. You see, Uddhava is giving gyan here. First he gave one gyan that Krishna's face is like moon and it removes all suffering. They said, Baba, we are thinking of him, we get more suffering. Then he is giving other aspect of knowledge. What is he saying? Why don't you go outside? It will distract your mind. Right? You'll see rivers, you will see hills, you will see different things. You'll see Yamuna, etc. And your mind will change, right? You'll start, out of sight, out of mind. Mhm. So go outside, wander, do something, go outside, wander along the banks of Yamuna. So anticipating such a suggestion, Nanda Maharaj explains here how even this would be unfavorable. So Nanda Maharaj is saying that this won't work, my dear Uddhava, because on seeing the rivers, forest, and other places where Krishna performed all these pastimes, our mind becomes absorbed. Mano tat atmanam. Our mind becomes absorbed. This is the whole purpose of bhakti. Savai mana Krishna padaravindayo, to think of Krishna's lotus feet. And the Brajavasis say we cannot take out Krishna from our mind. They have a different problem. Our mind constantly is thinking about him, and even when we go outside, it doesn't work. Why? Because every place is marked by his beautiful footprints of the Supreme Lord, of our dear Krishna. So it reminds, oh, Krishna killed, no, Krishna delivered Kaliya here. Oh, Krishna here he used to do bhojan. Oh, here he used to, dance with his friends. Or here he did this Leela. Here he did Govardhan Leela. Here he did. So all the Vrajdham, if you see the Chausat course, is filled with so many, the 12 forest of Vrindavan or Raja, they're all filled with Krishna's beautiful pastimes. So where shall we go? You're saying go out of the home. Where shall we go? Because he's pastimes, he has done so many wonderful, amazing, transcendental activities, and our mind just becomes absorbed. Any thoughts, comments here? Ravi Prabhu, Tree, would you like to read?
Hey Krishna Prabhuji, I'm driving, may not be.
Oh, okay.
Prabhuji, I just heard Braj is a 84 course or 64 course.
84, sorry, 84 course.
Yeah, okay.
84, right? 84 is 84?
84, yeah.
Right, yeah. 84 course.
Braj 84, yes. 84 lakh species, Yoni 84 course.
84 course. So you're going to 84 course parikrama?
No, Prabhuji, 84 course नहीं, पहले 22 किलोमीटर गिरी गोवर्धन राज. That is the first goal. Half
Right.
marathon.
Some devotees do this 84 course parikramas in the Kartik month. It takes a month to do that. They covered, the Rajmandal group covers the 84 course. So maybe keep that as a bucket list in your life's itinerary.
Yeah, I think that Braj Mandal 84 course, do they do with the bus seva or do they do the पदयात्रा and stay in the भक्त का घर में लोग रुकते हैं, ऐसा मैंने कहीं सुना है.
Yes, many do that, and some who want a little bit more kind of things, they make their own arrangements. So they take cars or rickshaw or something, or to like scooty kind of. So, but if someone can walk and they want to walk, they can walk with the whole group.
Yes. I think I've heard that in 2 weeks में लोग कर लेते हैं. They walk like 5 to 6 hours every day, and then it took 2 weeks to 20 days में हो जाता ब्रजमंडल.
Yeah, the goal is not to kind of cover all, like it's not like one is doing 250 kilometers of traveling by foot. I don't think that's the case. That will take longer. Because even doing like one Govardhan Parikrama takes at least 6-7 hours, and then one is tired. Like one cannot do like Govardhan Parikrama every day for a month. Some people do that, but it's very austere. One Govardhan Parikrama, then next day is certainly one needs good rest. The Rasi course, one course is 3 kilometers. That's 250 kilometers. No
Yes.
easy. So one has to see what's practical. But the point was that they are able to cover all the holy places around Raj. That's the main intent of. And here, not just like rushing, and they go, they spend quality time, they sit, they hear over there, here, they take prasad, do japa, arti, bhajan, kirtan, and then move on. So like that in 1 month. Some devotees, what they also do, like I know, like some of my friends in Faridabad, so they do like they say, well, they can't get vacation for a month, and they live in Faridabad. So they say like, okay, I'll do 2 weeks this year, 2 weeks next year. Or some will say, okay, I'll do 10 days now, 10 days next, and 10 days next year. So that's also to see time, place, situation, what works. But one should go to the holy dham. That's very, very important. As and when possible, based on one's situation.
Yeah, I've heard that, like Grihastha should actually, whenever they have time, like when the people are in the work and when they get like 2-3 days off, like say right now where they is in a college, every time she has 2-3 days off, she wants to come home, like we want her to bring. I've heard that Grihastha should also, whenever they have time in 2-3 months, 4 months, they should go to Dham for 1-2 nights at least. Do some satsang, do some darshan, and then that's how the Grihastha will get rid of the lot of sins that we have. That kind of a mindset should have.
I can't hear you. Are you speaking, Praveen? Hey, bro. I think your voice. Can others hear, Prabhuji? Or you paused?
No,
I
Prabhuji.
think we got actually we.
Okay, looks like there's some connection issue. But yeah, principally, yes, one should go to holy place as and when possible. And try to create more holy places. That's Prabhupada's mission. The idea is to create more places like Vrindavan. Prabhupada certainly said, like, New Vrindavan is not different from Vrindavan when New Vrindavan was, ready. So when we create a place where Krishna's name, form, qualities are chanted, that is Braj, that is Vrindavan in one aspect, because people, like, if you organize a tour to Vrindavan, how many people will go? Maybe 1, 2, 5 from here, the whole city. But if you invite them for a simple, okay, we'll read a little bit Gita, we'll chant some holy name, nice prasad. A lot more people, it's easier for them, it's practical. They will be inspired to come. And when they are ready, when the heart becomes soft, they will go to Vrindavan too. So that's Prabhupada's missions. Any other thoughts, comments before we wrap up for today? Okay, I guess we will pause here. Grantraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Purana ki jai, Jagat Guru Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Samved Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai,
Sarveshya.
Vanchakalpatarubhyeva cha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.